Do you think you can outsmart the book? I'm your host, Luto, and every Sunday morning, we're bringing you the ultimate sports betting showdown. Each week, my friend Zach, a passionate sports fan who lives and breathes the game, will put his instincts to the test while I rely on the cold, hard numbers from my data-driven Smartbook system. It's intuition versus analysis, fandom versus precision. We'll break down the biggest matchups, lock in our picks, and see who really has the edge. So grab your coffee or beer or weed, whatever you're into on a Sunday morning. Sit back and let's outsmart the odds. This is Outsmart the Book. Welcome in, everybody, and welcome back to Outsmart the Book, the show where strategic analytics meets instinct and competition drives the action. I'm your host, Luto, here to provide data-driven insights to help you bet smarter. And joining me, as always, are my co-host, Sham, our referee with a mic, and Zach, bringing his gut-driven picks to the table.
What up, everybody?
Let's
make it a great show.
Let's do it. And before we get started, everybody, run over to smartbookwins.com. We're 56% over the last 10 and a half months. And it really just takes the guesswork out of your betting. We track sharp analysis and sharp games, and we win. So head over there, get your free trial. We'll build your bankroll for free. And then after that, it's just $50 a month. Sham, let's get the ball rolling.
All right. Let's get this live link here. We're going to be sending out the link. This is the first time we're going live. So welcome to the show, everybody. We're excited to have you guys here, and let's get this thing started, man. So first off, we're gonna go over last week's picks and see how the fellas did, man. Had some great games. We're gonna start here. Luto had Chicago and Green Bay. Listen, let me just say, man, it's been a long time since my Bears beat the Packers. So I was a little bit excited about that. It didn't go the way you would like for it to go, Luto, but that's okay. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. It was a really close game, bro. Trust me. That field goal at the end, go Cairo, Santos. We also had Washington and Dallas under 44. That one hit for you. Let's just cover the first couple of games here. Talk to me about how things kind of shook out for you on Chicago, Green Bay, and Washington, Dallas.
They're kind of polar opposites, you know. The Chicago Green Bay game started out fast, and then they clamped down on defense for most of the middle of the second quarter, really most of the second half. And then they got into some situational scoring opportunities where they just squeezed all the points and all the yards they can get out of the end of the half that resulted in a 55-yard field goal that barely cleared the uprights. But, hey, that's the way the cookie crumbled. I liked the bet. I wasn't mad about it. I was a little worried about the beginning, but it worked out. And then in the Washington-Dallas game, they actually came close to that total after just a complete deadlock of non-scoring in the beginning. So that just kind of shows you that it can go either way at any time. But I wasn't mad about either one of those. Those look like the way they were supposed to pan out for the most part.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of kicking off my first two there, and then just kind of throw it back to you before we have to digest our Chiefs JV team there. Unfortunately, we saw how that went with the old Broncos. But shout out to Joe Milton and the Patriots going out there and getting the dub versus a Bills team that did start their starters for the first couple of drives. Obviously, really expected the Patriots to play hard for their coach. They did end up firing their coach, but they did get that final win, that final send-off. Joe Milton obviously looks like he could be a guy to be on the trading block this off season. A lot of teams in flux, a lot of movement. Unfortunately, the next two for me, really the next three, were all teams that I expected to show up with something on the line. Niners really kind of just withered away after an early competing first half with the Pastronaut and the Cardinals. Turns out that maybe Kyler Murray wasn't playing Call of Duty Squid Games after all, as he did dice up the Niners defense, particularly in that second half. Outside of the Niners, looking at the Dolphins and the Falcons, two teams that really needed a win to keep their season alive. They both needed help, but I did expect them to show up against subpar teams like the Panthers and the Jets. But shout out to Sham and I getting on a single game money parlay with Aaron Rodgers potentially playing his last game. We did jump on that late and very much hit on Aaron Rodgers over yards, over touchdowns. Devontae also over on yards with that one, and in the Jets live because we saw the writing on the wall early. The Dolphins really just, they just did what Dolphins do, and unfortunately that's what Miami fans have been grown all too accustomed to seeing. And the Falcons really kind of dropped the ball as well. They had an opportunity to really go out there and shine against a divisional opponent like the Panthers, and they really dropped the ball too. But Mike, talk to me, man. Obviously, you hit with the Rams there. That was a controversial pick within our office here with the backups for the Rams playing the starters on the Seahawks, and then obviously the Chiefs. I think we all expected a little bit more from old two sprains, Carl Wentz.
Sprains.
Yeah, we definitely did. Really, it was almost demoralizing, even though I knew that most of our starters weren't in there, or at least the important pieces. But Carson Wentz, there's no pretty way to put it. He just stunk. He sucked. And I hope we never have to see him, especially in the playoffs for obvious reasons. But maybe it's a testament to Denver, and maybe it's a testament to what they might be capable today of against the Bills. But I want to put that behind me, not only as a Chiefs fan, but as just an egregious loss. It was nasty. And yeah, thanks, Zach. The Rams plus 7.5. They had a former starter like Carson Wentz in Garoppolo, and Garoppolo took care of business. He, much like I expected, took a lot of underneaths. The Rams played good defense, and they showed up enough to cover that 7.5, and they only lost by 5. So, and hey, let's give ourselves a round of applause here on Houston. We finally picked the same game, and they dominated. But I thought that was an easy pick. The Sharp saw it just the way I do as a fan, where they really needed some momentum going into the playoffs, and shit, man, that paid off, didn't it, yesterday?
Absolutely. Had a lot of friends and family in the building down there in Houston yesterday. That was a hell of a game. Definitely picked them to win going away that game. And I agree. That Titans game really showed them kind of back. It kind of got their swagger back, right? I mean, it really showed the defense who they are, showed the world who they are. They took care of a team they're supposed to take care of, and that momentum they rode right through John Harbaugh and the boys. Obviously, I do want to give a slight shout out to Los Angeles, all my people out there dealing with the fires, T's and P's out there. Obviously, we want to be able to take your mind away from the horrific events that are going out there. Lighthearted sports talk here, but we are thinking about you guys as well.
Definitely. Shout out LA. Shout out to LA. Great job, fellas. So just kind of recapping on the money here. Luto came in with the win with $878 in the green. Zach, 766 in the red. And the total here for the money overall for the competition, Luto, you kind of pick things up with a 3-2 week to move your win-loss record to 9-11. Zach, you dropped this week 2-3 to bring your win-loss total to 12-8. So you are still up in the win-loss total by 640. Well, up $640.
For now.
Luto, for now, you better keep it up, bro. And strong week for you, Luto. Going 3-2, shaving off some of the red there, bringing the total up about $900 to 2,000 negative 2,050. So the competition is still on and popping. We switched it up this week a little bit, which is why you see me here with representing the Chicago Bulls, because we got an NBA edition with the new picks for you guys today. So let's take a look at some of the picks for the fellas. We got some NBA on here, man. It's, they say the NBA starts after Christmas. So let's get some NBA picks on the board. Let's start with you, Luto, in honor of the NBA. And I also want to talk a little bit about why you decided to pick, these NBA games today, as opposed to picking some football for the football weekend. Talk to him a little bit about the switch over from the NFL to the NBA.
Yeah, we all knew it was coming. I didn't initially anticipate to have 4 out of 5 be in the NBA, but there was a couple of factors. Number one, I operate on sharp money analysis. I follow the money, which is why I have a positive record over the last 10 months. And there's a lot less NFL games. There's 4 NFL games left in the playoff schedule, but the ones that were the most cemented were in the NBA. And there was, there's always going to be sharp lean on the NFL, but it wouldn't have been a very cool or entertaining show if me and Zach were on the same side, because I would have picked the Broncos. I would have picked Green Bay, and then Washington was so damn cemented, I had to go with them as well. Also, the Rams look good in my opinion, but that is on Monday, and there's been a lot of instability in the sharp market. So there's been a lot of last minute sharp plays or sharp activity that drives what looks sharp on one side over to the other. So that's why I stayed away from the Monday game. As much as I love to bet NFL, it's my favorite sport to bet, favorite league to bet. There's a lot more opportunity in the NBA.
All right. Yeah, man. We've been getting some great NBA bets throughout the week. This is just the first time that we're having NBA be a part of the show. So I guess I got to change add the NBA logo to this graphic here. But not yet, Zach.
Nah, we're still in there, man. It's wild card weekend. It's nice. It's a nice thing to say that you would have picked, should have picked NFL games. But the fact of the matter, sir, is that you did not. You did not put your money where your mouth is with the NFL this weekend.
That's what I'm talking about. Talk some shit, man.
We are carrying this torch of the NFL.
Smartbook doesn't have a mouth, okay?
Through the season.
Smartbook wins. Smartbook doesn't talk. Okay.
We know what happened. We see the record. It's okay. I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this. Okay. I've been waiting on this
last week. Hey, who's 4 games above 500, but only not even how much money are you up? Not even a unit. I'm 2 games.
Look, when we look at the totals for the 4 weeks that we've been doing this show, there's one host that's in the green and there's one host that's decidedly in the red. And you be the judge. You guys be the judge. Maybe we'll put a poll at the bottom to see what the people think. But I've been waiting on this. I know that the NBA is strongest suit when it comes to the AI system, the Smartbook system, the money movement of NBA games. No shocker to those that have been following the NBA for 20 plus years. There's things that people know. Somebody knows something, I think really refers to the NBA, to the basketball game. And it's no stranger to the Smartbook family that's been following along the last 10 months that this is your bag, man. This is the system. This is where the system really eats. And we've only got so many games left in the NFL. So I'm going to take advantage of it. And I expect to continue my lead into the end of the NFL season. And we'll see how things shake out.
Well, talk your shit, Zach. Talk your shit, bro. Listen, yeah. All right, so we got plus 10.5. I want you to break down this first game, bro, because honestly, I look. I feel like the Bills could lose today. So tell me about this plus 10.5, and also Green Bay because there's some stuff going on with Jordan Love over there at plus 6.5.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, part of me really wanted to take advantage of the money line with the Broncos plus 350 is where I'm seeing it in a lot of places, but I'm not that ballsy. I'm not going to do that one. I do still think that this game is in Buffalo. It is still quarterbacked by Josh Allen on the Buffalo Bills over there. So they're a wagon. They definitely have some unfinished business in the playoffs, which, as we saw last night, even though there was some money movement towards the Steelers, we were not picking the Steelers. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have
Lamar
picked the Steelers going away. I would
Jackson.
have loved to see the Steelers win that game. I would
Nope.
have loved to see Russell Wilson quarterback for the Steelers more than just one half of football. Those are things that did not happen. So the Broncos here, I like the 10.5 because I do still expect the Bills to win the game. But I like the Denver Broncos defense. I do think that they play a lot of man-to-man, which Josh Allen tends to pick apart. So I'm a little hesitant in picking the Broncos to cover the normal spread that's out there, 9.5, 8.5 in some places. So went ahead and bought some points here to cover the touchdown and a field goal win for the Bills just in case. But I do expect the Broncos defense to keep it close. I do expect Bo Nix or Josh Allen Jr. Out there to kind of run around and make plays and kind of show why a lot of people are putting him as rookie of the year. I also like to give a shout out to the AFC West in general, outside of obviously the Chargers' loss last night. AFC West, we got 3 teams in there. So, let's not forget who the champs are. The champs are the Kansas City Chiefs coming out of the AFC West with 3 teams in the playoffs this year. I expect the Denver Broncos to keep this close. The Green Bay Packers and the Eagles have already played this year. And on the last play of the game, Jordan Love went back for Hail Mary that would have won them the game, and he tore up his ankle. But this is redemption for the Packers. The Packers also proved that they could limp into the playoffs last year and quite frankly, beat the dog shit out of the Cowboys, is what they did. So they're no stranger to going on the road and competing, particularly when the games matter most. Jalen Hurts has got a head injury. We're not sure what's going on there. Jordan Love has an elbow. Not sure quite what's going on there. So I'd like to lean on this being a close, run-heavy game with Josh Jacobs. People are still kind of sleeping on him. He did have over 1,400 yards this year. A lot of the shine's going to Saquon, as it should, who's really kind of, in a lot of people's eyes, maybe even my eyes, the MVP of the league this year, because he did carry the Eagles to the playoffs on his back, quite literally. So I see this game being close. I think the Packers could steal one, but I have noticed, as we all have all year long, that when the Eagles are doubted, they typically win those games. When Sirianni's job is quote unquote on the line, typically the Eagles show up for that game. So give me the pack, give me the points. I want to cover the 6 here because I do think it's going to be close. So it was I shied away from the 3, 3.5, 4, 5, depending on where you're getting your bets. So give me the extra points with the Broncos, with the Packers, and then with the Washington, the Washington team,
Football team.
the football team. Yes, his football team. Go Commies.
Commanders.
I think they
whatever they are.
Did you say go
win.
Commies?
Look, somebody's gonna win. I didn't pick the name. Magic Johnson didn't pick the name either. That's why I think the name's gonna change. But let me get Jaden Daniels on the road. People are kind of sleeping on this team, sleeping on Dan Quinn a little bit. I know Baker's the man. Baker's everybody's
In Baker
favorite.
we trust.
In Baker, yeah. I mean,
I don't.
Look,
I'm going against both of you guys on this game. I got the Bucks on this one.
Baker's fun to watch, man. Like, I get it. Like, he's a fun guy to watch. Mike Evans is a dog, a future Hall of Famer. The Bucks know how to win, but they do, historically, last couple of years, they tend to lose playoff games. They lose early in the playoffs. So I like the Washington
football team.
Football team. Yep. Football team. We like them to cook a little bit here. Let's get a dog on the board here. Mike, looks like you like it as well. I'd love to hear your take on this Milwaukee game And obviously, I'm a Bulls fan as well, so I'd love to hear some of the Bulls take. The Knicks and Bucks, very interesting, as the Bucks have been on a run and the Knicks have been on a bit of a schneid, but really good value on those picks as I look at them there.
Shout out to Zach LaVine, 5 straight 30-point games.
Somebody's looking to come back in the standings from the look of these plus money lines.
Yeah, I like my money lines.
Good
Zach,
call, Zach.
You're really good at finding the weaknesses and taking advantage of buying points and sometimes selling points to try to keep in line with that even to plus money aspect of this. But my ability with my data scraping to see where the money is, particularly on offshore books, gives me some strong insight in who to pick on the NBA games. And like you guys mentioned before, it's been a really strong NBA season. I'm looking forward to today. But yeah, Milwaukee, they're on a bit of a winning streak, it seems like. And then we got Chicago Bulls, Levine, really exciting to watch. And the under, I think, is interesting from a fan standpoint. A lot of the Chicago Bulls games go way, way over, and a lot of the public is on it. And I think the Sharps really saw the value in that, where the public inflated the line and then offshore behind the scenes, hundreds of thousands to potentially millions of dollars were dropped on the under when it went from 240.5 to 238 in one swift move. That indicates somebody knows something and is they're putting the bank behind it. And then with Washington, I couldn't agree with you more. They got a great defense. They got a great electrical offense, and Baker and company, they're a good team. They could win, but Washington, with their early exits, like you mentioned, I think they're going to come and they're going to show up this time, honestly.
Shout out to Brett Favre 2025, a.k.a. Bake Show, a.k.a. Baker Mayfield. I got the Bucks today. All right, fellas. Good job, man. We got the picks in. What? Go ahead.
We want to talk about the Rams.
Oh yeah, listen.
And I got the Nuggets too. I got the Nuggets up there.
Yeah. We weren't done. I just want to say, Zach is you're pretty good at these prop bets, bro. We did kill it last week with that Jets game. So talk to us about the Rams plus 2.5. I don't like the Rams. I'm sorry, but I know you got them plus 2.5. Let's see. Talk to me about the Rams game.
Yeah, I mean, teams tend to rally around disasters. Number one, I do think that they are really representing the LA community with this game, especially with it being moved. I do think that the time off, with the starter sitting last week is going to help somebody like a Matt Stafford, like a Cooper Kupp, recuperate and get ready for this game. These guys, particularly the coach Sean McVay and the quarterback Stafford, and really the whole team that's still there, they have a history of showing up in the playoffs. Cooper Kupp, not too long ago, was a Triple Crown winner, right? He had the most catches, most yards, most touchdowns of any receiver for the entire season. And to give him an over-under of 4.5 catches, I think is laughable, particularly in such a big game, and particularly against a defense that's going to be paying so much attention to Puka Nacua and that run game. Don't sleep on Kyron Williams. And I think the Rams win this, right? They are dogs, even though they have won their division. And I do think that Sam Darnold got exposed a little bit last week. I do expect the game to be close. Might be a field goal here or there that decides it. But the Rams have proven throughout the season that even when they're down, they're not out and they can come back. So don't be scared of that live line. If the Rams do go down, because are we really going to take Sam Darnold over Matthew Stafford in the playoffs? I don't know. But the Nuggies, you got the Denver Nuggies up there. We almost forgot about them. The Joker. I actually got a flyer pick on them to win the championship this year. Just out there. Just think Joker might be might be buying his time and coming back and winning this thing again.
And
But
shout out to Russell Westbrook, bro. He been balling.
Brody.
He been
Always
balling.
showing up. Former Clipper. Yeah, man. Mike, what are we thinking on the Nuggies up there?
Yeah, we got a little Euro matchup, right? Doncic and Jokic, Mr. Joker Man here. From an analytical money standpoint, which is if you're new to the show, it's the only way that I bet, and that's why I have success. There is a heavy amount of money both on the Nuggets money line and spread, particularly in the offshore when this first opened before Vegas formulated a line. There was some syndicate betting where money would pour in on the opposite side for Dallas, and then you'd see more money coming in on the opposite side. And then if you look at just the general money movement, I got this at -4.5. Right. If you look at what the line is now, depending on your book, it's up to 6.
Yeah,
I'd
minus
love to see it.
6.5.
6.5.
Yep.
That's another half point after we started. So that makes me feel really confident that there's late money coming in on that same side and seeing it the same way.
Yeah, Kyrie is out and Luka is out.
Boom.
So,
There it is.
but they did without Kyrie and without Luka, they smashed the Lakers. I'm sure you like that, Zach.
So no Euro matchup.
I did read earlier this morning. I was looking at your Milwaukee pick, and I did see, because I was just curious. Like they are on a little bit of a streak here, and it does seem like Dame is probable. I believe Giannis also probable. So likely to still start and play, but you know how the NBA is. Want to keep an eye on.
That's okay. If Giannis is out, the Thanasis is in. So they'll be fine.
No. Did you see that clip that was going viral of him asking for the ball?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I think that was an old clip, but the Thanasis is funny, bro. He's funny.
Man.
He's funny.
And I'm curious, Sham, I really value both of your opinions, but Sham has a pretty good knack for the NBA. What do you think about that Bulls pick?
Man, I really do like the under 238. I agree with you. The Bulls put up some points, bro. Like the Bulls games are typically around 240, 250. Sacramento is a bit motivated. They got an interim coach there. Zach LaVine's been on a tear. So I do like the Bulls money line on that, especially at +148. I like the Bulls in this game. Let me see. I think they are in Chicago.
I believe so. Let's see.
Yep. At Shy. So, yeah, they're in Chicago. Let me see. Is De'Aaron Fox is a game time decision. I feel good about the Bulls, man. They've been playing well recently. They're on a 5-game win streak. Sacramento is on a 5-game win streak. The Bulls have won 3 of their last 5. So both teams have been playing well recently. Let me see, man. I might want to switch that up a little bit, man. I think I actually like over 238.
The way you were talking, you were like,
I see you.
The way you're talking, I was like, he sounds like he likes the over, but that's all right.
Yeah, I had to. Sometimes you gotta reevaluate things, man. I think I like the over for that 238, but you
talk yourself into it.
I did, but you'll know in the first couple of minutes. You'll know usually in the first couple of minutes how the pace of the game is going, and it's very rare in an NBA game that the pace is super high and then it just kind of drops off of a cliff. I did see it last week. I lost a couple bucks on a game last week where it was like they had like 140 points in the first half, and then both teams had like 15 and 17 in the third quarter, and it ended up going under, and I was pretty sure they were going over. So it happens, but I think I just talked myself into this over 238. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it to me, just watching Bulls games, I'm just like, they're on the under on this, but with the public inflating that line, that's where the sharps see value, and I trust the sharps over the public, of course.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. That's why they call it Smartbook wins. They don't call it Sham book wins.
No.
Looks like just want to give a short shout out to the chat here. It looks like folks on the Broncos, Bo Nix, Trav Life. Looks like you got Daniels cooking. So he's on the Washington,
Football team.
Football team. Yep. And then JB active. I see you, JB, out there in LA. I hope you're safe, my guy.
Shout out to the chat, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got Bake Show. I got over 238, and I don't know, man. I think the Vikings gonna get the Rams. So good luck with that +2.5. I'm pretty sure you're gonna hit that prop. I can't see Cooper Kupp having less than 5 catches, but I definitely got the Vikings over the Rams, and I have who's Washington playing? I got Bake Show, man. I got Bake Show over the Commanders. Great season for McDaniels, Daniels rather, but I got Bake Show, man. I gotta put my money on the Bake Show.
All right. Well, yeah, first live show, so we appreciate you guys, tuning in and being active. We're probably gonna keep alive, going a little post show action. Maybe watch the first little bit of this Broncos game that's about to kick off, and let's keep it moving, guys.
Let's see how it goes. All right, final thoughts here. Shout out to the crew, man. I'm proud of you guys, man. We're the consistency has been excellent. We're getting a lot better at this thing. The show is going to continue to improve. Again, this is the first time we went live, so shout out to us, man. And shout out to everybody that checked out the video live, left some comments. We appreciate the feedback. Get to smartbookwins.com. Get signed up for your free membership, your bankroll. Get some of these wins with us throughout the week. We don't just do this on Sunday. We're getting wins all week. All right, Zach, final thoughts, brother.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, look, the show stinks, but we're doing our best. It's going somewhere. Like, look, this is something we're building, and we can't build it without feedback, without people watching. We try to keep it light, but we also want to help you guys make some money. It's very unique what we've got building here, especially with the AI system, and excited to see these playoffs. We've been waiting all year for Saturday afternoon. Couple of crazy games yesterday. Hoping for a little closer action here today.
Shout out Lamar, man.
Turning the page on NBA, right? We're going to start expanding and doing a little more, right? But throw us some comments. Let us know who you got today. Let us know what you want to see. Next time we'll try to incorporate it. And proud of you guys. Thankful for our Sundays, and we'll keep it rocking until the wheels fall off.
Yes, sir. Luto.
Yo, I want to thank everyone for joining us for our first live, as Zach mentioned, broadcast. It isn't the prettiest right now, but one thing's for sure is we're always going to bring some good content. One of us is always going to have winners, which has been the case so far. We're going to just kind of try to keep that going. But if you like what we're putting out there, like, subscribe, drop a comment. Don't forget to get over to smartbookwins.com and sign up for your free bankroll membership. We don't charge you until we start making money, and that generally happens within 1 week, where we can say, hey, you have a bankroll now, and it's just $50 to keep it rolling. So as always, guys, we remind you to stay sharp and bet smart.